Tensions over Taiwan and global security are in sharp focus after a high-stakes call between U.S. President Donald Trump and China's Xi Jinping. A White House official reportedly confirmed that Trump and Xi spoke on November 24th. As per the China's state agency, Xinhua, Xi told Trump that Taiwan's return to mainland control is central to the post-war international order. Xi also said that China and the United States once fought side by side in World War II and should now work together to safeguard its outcomes, as per reports. Notably, Beijing insists Taiwan is part of China and has not ruled out force to achieve unification, a stance Taiwan's government rejects outright. Taiwan maintains it is a self-governing democracy and says only the island's people can determine its future, not Beijing. The call comes at a tense moment in Asia, as Japan signals it could intervene militarily if China moves against Taiwan. Japan's Prime Minister, Sanai Takaichi, recently warned that a Chinese attack on Taiwan could trigger a response from Tokyo's military. Trade was also a major topic, though China's statement revealed no concrete deals on issues such as agricultural exports. China and the U.S. have spent months locked in economic disputes fueled by Trump's tariff policies and escalating trade restrictions. Xi and Trump met face-to-face in South Korea on October 30th to de-escalate those trade tensions after steep tariffs hit both economies. China has since resumed purchasing American soybeans, a move seen as a gesture towards stabilizing the trade relationship. The U.S. responded by lowering tariffs on Chinese goods by 10%, signaling cautious progress after months of confrontation. Xi said ties between Washington and Beijing have gradually stabilized and improved since that October meeting.
So I think you're going to see a big difference. We've had discussions on many of the elements that you're talking about all the time. You're asking me questions, and most of those things were I think agreed to for the most part. I think we agreed to almost everything in a very acceptable form. I wouldn't say everything was discussed, because there were things that probably, in retrospect, we could have discussed and we did, for some reason, didn't come up. But if you have any questions, let me know. Go ahead.
What about chips, sir? Did he agree? Did you agree to
we did discuss chips. We did discuss chips, and they're going to be talking to NVIDIA and others about taking chips. Look, we make great chips. NVIDIA is the leader. And I'll be speaking to Jensen from NVIDIA, but they're going to be discussing that with NVIDIA to see whether or not they can do. I said that's really between you and NVIDIA, but we're sort of the arbitrator or the referee. It's a little rough up here. These guys are a little rough.
And just to clarify, sir, that is the downgraded Blackwell chips. You would authorize those to be exported?
No, not the Blackwell. We're not talking about the Blackwell. That just came out yesterday. But a lot of chips, a lot of the chips. And that's good for us.
How soon do you think you'd be able to sign an actual...
Please, come on. You know what you do? Yeah, come on.
Okay. Let me
Stand right over here.
Yeah, hey everybody, thanks. Just make a point on the chips. As the president was saying, there's so many chips we already sent to China, a lot of advanced chips, etc. And as he said, NVIDIA will talk to China and see what's possible. The Blackwell chips, of course, were discussed. We focused on export controls of China on rare earths, and they're going to keep those flowing, which is quite important.
What are the major stumbling blocks that are left now to work through, and how soon do you think you could sign a trade deal with China?
Well, I think pretty soon. We have not too many major stumbling blocks. We have a deal. Now, every year we'll renegotiate the deal, but I think the deal will go on for a long time, long beyond the year. We'll negotiate at the end of a year, but all of the rare earth has been settled.
That's right.
And that's for the world. I mean, worldwide. Because you could really say this was a worldwide situation, not just a U.S. situation. So we continue to produce the rare earths and buy the rare earths and everything else, when you see from other countries. But China is, that whole situation, that roadblock is gone now. There's no roadblock at all on rare earth. That will hopefully disappear from our vocabulary for a little while.
So is that a 1 year pause on the policy they announced?
It's a 1 year agreement, and we'll extend it after a year.
And what will
like we do. It's a 1 year deal that will, I think, be very routinely extended as time goes by.
And what will your new tariff?
They're not going to impose the rare earth controls that they proposed. President Trump and President Xi came to an understanding on that point.
What will your new tariff rate on China's goods be once you sign the
Same,
deal?
other than what there's the tariffs remain exactly the same.
55%.
It's about it was 57, now it's 47
And how
because we reduced it by the fentanyl, because I believe they are really taking strong action. We've already seen the action on fentanyl, and they're taking very strong action. So reduced to 10%.
So that November date is gone when it was going to go up again.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right. So
That's
on fentanyl, they've agreed there are a variety of precursors. You may recall that actual fentanyl was scheduled by China in the president's first term successfully. There are certain precursors where they take whatever actions they need to control that. If they can control rare earths, we know they can control the precursors. And President Xi, I think, was very strong in saying he was going to enforce those laws internally. And of course, we'll watch that. And we'll
He's
work
going to
with
be
them.
very strong in enforcing the fentanyl, everything having to do with fentanyl and regulations internally, including taking very strong measures against those that don't obey.
And a variety of other tariffs still remain. Section 301 tariffs from the original, a variety of Section 232 tariffs. Some of these tariffs are, as the president mentioned, around 40%. For some individual products, it may go up to 100%, but as a general matter, it's about 45, 47%.
So, sir, it sounds like you might be going to China then after the successful
Yeah,
meeting.
that's another thing we agreed. I'll be going to China in April, and he'll be coming here sometime after that, whether it's in Florida, Palm Beach, or Washington, D.C.
Did you read anything on the shipping fees, the 301 shipping investigation?
Well, that's been
So we're going to postpone that while we negotiate with them about that issue. We're trying to rebuild shipbuilding. The Koreans just agreed to invest $150 billion in shipbuilding, so we think we have a good path forward.
but that's no longer an issue.
The war in Ukraine or Taiwan?
Yeah, we did. We discussed that, and we discussed basically these are rough winds in Asia. I must tell you, this is a rough flight. We could have waited an hour, maybe. This is a little tough. These are tough conditions for interviews. You know, they're going to be watching Trump. They're going to say he didn't look too good. He's got the shakes. I don't have the shakes, but people are going to think I do.
You're pretty solid.
So Ukraine, it came up.
Yeah, it did come up. Ukraine came up very strongly. We talked about it for a long time, and we're both going to work together to see if we can get something done. We agree the sides are, locked in and fighting, and sometimes you have to let them fight, I guess. Crazy. But he's going to help us, and we're going to work together on Ukraine.
Russian oil.
There's not a lot more we can do.
Russian oil.
The oil, he's been buying oil from Russia for a long time. It takes care of a big part of China. And, I can say India's been very good on that front. But we didn't really discuss the oil. We discussed working together to see if we could get that war finished. It doesn't affect China. It doesn't affect us. And I'd like to see it done on the basis. I don't like to see 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 young people, mostly young people, for the most part soldiers, be killed. It's not costing us anything. In fact, we make money, and I don't even want to talk about making money. I don't care about making money in that case. But, we send weapons to NATO. They buy full price. They buy the weapons. They give them to whoever, but I think they give them probably to Ukraine for the most part. And we discussed it. We discussed something. We're going to work together to try and get the war with Russia and Ukraine solved.
What about the Taiwan issue, sir?
It never came up. Taiwan never came up. Was not discussed, actually.